Did you start with the heading applications? Can you hear me, all of you? Did we start with the applications? Now, can you hear me? One of you on your mic and respond.
We kept a heading, ma'am.
Yeah. You kept the heading, but before that, I just forgot a small formula, Nana. All of you write down the formula. Another small formula we forgot before going with the applications. Sales required to achieve a targeted profit. Sales required to achieve a targeted profit. To achieve a targeted profit, for which the formula is volume of sales to attain a targeted profit is equal to volume of sales to attain a targeted profit is equal to fixed cost plus targeted profit divided by contribution margin. Fixed cost plus targeted profit divided by contribution margin. Is it fine, Nana? Shall I repeat? Shall I repeat once again, or is it fine? Shall I move on to the problems? See here the formula. Volume of sales required to achieve a targeted profit. Fixed cost plus targeted profit divided by contribution margin. So now take down the problem. Fixed cost 60,000, the same old problem. Fixed cost 60,000, selling price rupees 10, variable cost rupees 6, targeted profit rupees 30. Contribution margin is equal to selling price minus variable cost, that is 4, and volume of sales required to achieve targeted profit is equal to 60,000 plus 30,000 divided by 4. So how many units? 22,500 units you need to sell to achieve a profit of how much? Yes, Nana, to achieve a profit of how much? To achieve a profit of how much? Yes?
From 30,000.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking from that time. Why should always the students who answer will answer? The question, what is the formula, Nana? The formula for why do we calculate this? How many units of sales should be done to achieve a targeted profit, isn't it? So the formula is, what is the formula?
Fixed cost plus targeted profit by contribution margin.
Contribution margin. So fixed cost will be given, targeted profit would be given. What you need to calculate? Only the contribution margin. What is the formula for contribution margin?
Selling price minus variable cost by selling price.
That is contribution margin ratio.
Okay. Selling
What
price
is
minus
contribution
variable.
margin? Yeah. Selling price minus variable cost. So 10 minus 6. So contribution margin is 6. So how many units should he need to sell to get a profit of 30,000? How many units shall he need to sell? 7G, will you answer, Nana? 7G, are you there? Seven G, 19 BD, 7G, 57G. Seven N. 7N.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, could you please repeat the
How
question?
many? To achieve a profit of 30,000, how many units shall he need to sell now after applying the formula?
I'll calculate and say 1 minute.
You are not doing that till now?
I just joined the class now, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Okay. Nana, you were the people who have asked me to start at 1, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am, but due to the sir gave a problem, I joined a little late. I completed the problem a little late, so I joined a little late. Sorry.
Okay. How about the others? Are the CRs there? Akash, Nana, unnava? 28 unnari. Em Nana idi?
Ma'am, I asked them to join me.
Volume of sales required. Calculate volume of sales required to achieve a targeted profit of 10,000 with the same data, Nana. Whatever you have taken for the first problem, take the data of the same and tell me how many units should you sell to achieve a profit of 10,000 with the above data. Take the sale fixed cost same, take the variable cost same, and take the selling price same. How much did you get?
Ma'am, you're asking for ABC company, that question, ma'am.
ఇప్పుడు ఇంతకు ముందు ఫస్ట్ ప్రాబ్లం చేసినాం కదా రిక్వైర్డ్ టార్గెటెడ్
17,500.
Yeah, so very good. 17,500. Take fixed cost 60,000, selling price 10, variable cost 6. Did you understand, Nana? 572. What is
Yes,
it?
ma'am. Yes. Mani Vishnu.
Yeah. All of you, did you get 17,500?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Any doubts, Nana? What is the formula? Sales required to achieve a targeted profit is equal to fixed cost plus targeted profit divided by contribution margin, where contribution margin is equal to selling price per unit minus variable cost per unit. Is it clear, Nana, all of you? Shall we move on to the applications now? Yes? Yeah. Application. First one, make or buy decision. Applications. First one, make or buy decision. So there is no slide, just take down, Nana, all of you. First point, make or buy decision. This point will explain, I'll explain with the help of a small problem. Just take down the problem, all of you. Shall I start, Nana?
Yes, ma'am.
Shall I start dictating? Yeah. A company owner uses 150 units of certain spare part. Uses 150 units of certain spare part. He buys this from market. he buys this from the market for rupees 250. He buys this from the market for rupees 250. 6, 7 and did you think the class at 115? Enana 7N.
6N joined just now, ma'am. I was there from.
Sorry, Nana, sorry. I think I've seen by mistake. 6N for rupees 220. The same can be manufactured in his workshop. The same can be manufactured in his workshop with a fixed cost of rupees 40,000. With a fixed cost of rupees 40,000 and variable cost of rupees 50. And variable cost of rupees 50. Do you suggest him to make it or buy from the market? Do you suggest him to make or buy from the market? It is also possible that he can sell. It is also possible that he can sell 500 units of the same spare parts in the market. Okay, so this is what the situation. I think I have said always the concept of break-even analysis would be used to take important management decisions such as make or buy decision. So the first point is make or buy decision is the first application of break-even analysis. So I thought this example will directly practically help you to understand how break-even analysis helps us to decide to make or buy decision. So what is in this situation? This company require 150 units of a certain spare part. And what is the selling price of it if you buy in the market? 250. And what is the cost that he acquires if he make it in his own factory? It incurs 40,000 of fixed cost and 50 rupees of variable cost. Not only that, he has also said that apart from 150 of its own demand, the company can also sell 500 units easily to the other companies. So he is asking us whether it is profitable to make in his own factory or to buy it from outside. So how will we decide? On what basis do we decide to make or buy? First, we have to know the break-even sales. What are the total sales and what is the break-even sales? Let us see what is the total demand. Just write down below. Total demand is equal to 150 plus 500. That is equal to 650. Did you understand, Anna, why it is 650? Can anyone say why it is 650?
He required 150 and 500 he can sell in the market.
In outside. So therefore the total demand is 150 for his own factory and 500 for the others to sell. So the total demand would be how much? 650. Now let us see what would be the break-even point or break-even sales. What is the formula to calculate in volume? What is the formula, Nana?
Fixed cost by contribution margin per unit.
Yeah, fixed cost by contribution margin. Now let us calculate how much is the fixed cost. 40,000 divided by what is contribution margin? Contribution margin is how much?
Sales per unit minus variable per unit.
Enta Nana? Sales enta?
250
Selling price
minus
is
50.
250 minus 50. So 200. How much did you get the break even? 40,000 divided by 200. How much did you get? Break even
200.
200.
200 units. All of you, did you get it, Nana? 200 units? Break-even point in volume is equal to fixed cost divided by contribution margin. Fixed cost given 40,000. Contribution margin is equal to 250 minus 50, 200. So 40,000 divided by 200. 200 is the break-even point in volume. Now, you tell me, is it suggestible for him to make in his own factory, or is it suggestible for him to buy it outside at rupees 250? What will you suggest?
To make in his own factory.
Very good. To make it his own factory. Why? Because the demand is how much? 650 and the break even is equal to 200. So what do you mean by break even? Break even is a point where the firm would be at. What is the break even point? The firm would be at
No profit, no loss. From there, profit.
no profit, no loss. Yeah, no profit, no loss, isn't it? So it is suggestible for him, any unit sold from 201 is a profitable to him. So therefore, it is suggestible for him to make in his own factory. If at all, there is no demand of outside of 500, then is it suggestible to make in his own factory?
No, as it is 150.
Yeah, as it is 150. It seems I'm taking class only for 575. It's not for all. Is it so, Nana? 572 is only just answering. Is the class to only him? Addition of break-even point, that is make or buy decision. Is it clear? I think I have a slide on this. Just a second. Okay, so now going to the next. Can you see the screen, Anna, all of you? The first one is make or buy decision. Are you able
Yes,
to
ma'am.
see the screen? Yeah. Now, applications flow, second one. Choosing product mix when there is a limiting factor. Write down the next point of application. Choosing the product mix when there is a limiting factor. When there is a limiting factor. What do you mean by limiting factor? Can anyone say? Choosing a product mix which when there is a limiting factor. Can anyone say what do you mean by limiting factor? What do you mean by limiting factor?
When
Yes.
one raw material is limited or something.
Yeah, limited, isn't it? Limiting factor is nothing but limited. That refers to scarce or shortage. Okay. So when the company is facing such problems, which product mix gives maximum profits is what the second management decision. So in this problem, we have a limiting factor of machine hours. Okay. In this problem, we have a limiting factor of machine hours. Just take down the question on all of you. Take down the question. A machine tool factory has a plant capacity of a machine tool factory has a plant capacity of 9,000 hours. Has a plant capacity of 9,000 hours. Annual fixed charges are annual fixed charges are 50,000. Annual fixed charges are 50,000 per year. It can produce two products, product X and product Y. It can produce two products, product X and product Y. If it has three options, options, A, make only X, B, make only Y, C, make some units of X and some units of Y. Which option would be better and how much? Which option would be better and how much? With the following information. Which option would be better? With the following information. Now, can you see the screen and all of you? The first part is the question details, particulars, product X and product Y. And product X selling price is 250, variable cost 100. And demand for it is 2,500 units. Time taken for production is 3 hours. And product Y, 400 is the selling price, 200 is the variable cost, demand is 5,000 units, and time taken to manufacture each unit is 5 hours per unit. So on what basis do you decide which product to produce how much? Here, the limiting factor is hours, machine hours. So what we need to calculate? We need to calculate contribution based on machine hours. Is it clear, Nana? Here we are calculating contribution based on machine hours. So here how much? Normally till contribution you know, isn't it? What is the formula to calculate contribution? Selling price minus variable cost. That is normal calculation of contribution. But here, as machine hours is the limiting factor, we have to calculate contribution based on machine hours. So how do we calculate till contribution? Is it clear for you all? How did you get the contribution? Every data is given in the question. The only thing is you are calculating. How do you calculate? Selling price minus variable cost, isn't it? So you got contribution for product X is 150, product Y is 200. Without going with machine hours, if we see which is more profitable, which product is more profitable, without saying the concept of machine hours limiting factor, which product is more profitable? Is it product X or product Y? Which product is more profitable? Nana, it's a question. Did you follow what I'm asking? Shall I explain once again?
X is profitable.
If you don't consider machine hours, I'm talking about. If you don't consider the machine hours, before not considering the machine hours, which is more profitable? If you don't consider product Y. Why? Because its contribution is 200. Isn't it? Can you see the screen and all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
ఏంటి నాన్న ఇంత అరుస్తున్నా ఎవరు రెస్పాండ్ అవ్వరు? Contribution.
Selling price minus variable cost.
What is the formula for variable cost? అంతే ఇక్కడ product Y ఎక్కువ ఉంది కాబట్టి Y is profitable. Why? Because we are not considering the machine hour. But we have to consider machine hour. Why? Because machine hours are the limiting factor. Once we consider the machine hours, now which is more profitable? As 572 said, X is more profitable. Why? Because it takes only 3 hours to manufacture one product. But In the case of product Y, it's taking 5 hours. 200 divided by 5, it is 40. 150 divided by 3, it is only 50. So contribution per hour is more for product X. So which is more profitable? Product X is more profitable. Is it clear, Nana? But what is the demand for product X? We can sell only 2,500 units. Isn't it? What is the demand for product X? We can sell only 2,500 units. So 2,500 into 3, 7,500 units. We go for 7,500 units. We go for product X. Remaining 1,500 are left over, isn't it? 9,000 minus 7,500. Remaining how much? 1,500. So 1,500 units divided by 5. How much do we get? So 1,500 units, we go with product Y. Is it clear, Nana? All of you? Yes?
Yes,
See
ma'am.
here. 2,500 units into 3, 7,500 units would be consumed by product X. Then 9,000 minus 7,500, how many left over? 1,500 machine hours are left over. So 1,500 divided by 5, we manufacture 300 units of product Y. Is this clear? Is this clear, all of you? Shall I
Yes,
tell
ma'am.
once again?
Clear, ma'am.
అది అర్థం కాకపోతే మళ్ళీ ఒకసారి చెప్తాను. The situation here is which product mix. What do you mean by product mix? If a company manufactures multiple products, ఏవి ఎన్ని manufactures చేస్తే maximum profit వస్తుంది. That decision would be based on contribution. And the companies face limiting factors. Like few have machineries, few have labor, few have raw material as limiting factor. In this situation, the limiting factor is machine hours. So without considering the limiting factor, which is more profitable, product Y, as its contribution is more, that is 200. But if we consider machine factors, as it is a shortage, product X is giving maximum contribution profit as 50 rupees. So we manufacture more of X, but how many can we manufacture? Only 2,500, as the demand is only 2,500. So here we go for 2,500 units of product X and 300 units of product Y. This is an ideal product mix which gives us maximum profit. This is known as choosing a product mix, applying the concept of break-even analysis. Did you follow, all of you? Shall I explain once again? Application,
Yeah.
second one. Clear? Choosing a product mix. Second point, choosing a product mix. Like this, it may be a laborer. Like this, it may be raw material also. So you have to calculate how much units of raw material used in each product and see and manufacture that. And did you understand why we are taking only 2,500 out of more contribution? Because the demand is only 2,500. We can't sell beyond that. And 2,500 into 3. Why? Because each product takes 3 units. So 7,500 of product X and remaining 1,500 divided by 5. Why? Because product Y takes 5 hours to manufacture each product. So 1,500 divided by 5, 300 units of product Y. Anyhow, forward this slide. You'll understand, but any doubts you can ask. If you have any doubts, let me know, Nana. If not, I'll proceed with drop or add a product line. If you have any doubts, let me know. If not, we'll go with the third point, drop or add a product line based on contribution. Permission అడిగినాము బికాస్ 2:30 దాకా క్లాస్ కదా ఇవ్వాలి ఫస్ట్ ఇవాళ నుంచి తీసుకుంటామని చెప్పాను సార్ ఒకసారి కాల్ చేసి చెప్పినారు ఎందుకంటే 2:30 కదా ఎటుగా పైన మళ్ళీ పర్మిషన్ ఏం అడుగుతాను వాళ్ళ ఇష్టం జస్ట్ స్టూడెంట్స్ ని కన్ఫర్మ్ చేస్తాను విచ్ ఈస్ మోర్ సూటబుల్ ఫర్ దెమ్ ఐదర్ 150 into 250 or 150. అదే ఎస్ సో ఎనీ డౌట్స్ నానా?
Clear, ma'am. Clear.
Yeah, now write down the third point. Drop or add a product line. Third one, drop or add a product line. So in beginning, as I said, when do the company go for adding, continuing a product or drop a product? When, at what basis will the company, morning I said in the class, like on what basis does the company decide whether to add or whether to? 7C has joined just now. అన్న గుర్తుందా పొద్దు నేను చెప్పింది హౌ విల్ యూ ఎప్పుడు విల్ కంటిన్యూ ఎప్పుడు విల్ డ్రాప్?
If the break-even point increased.
ఏంటన్నా?
If the selling price break-even point is above, if it is runs in profits.
Profits or what? On what basis did I say?
Break-even point.
Is it break-even point or is it contribution? Shravya, can you say? On what basis did we decide to add or continue?
I think it is contribution, ma'am. If
Contribution.
contribution is more, then we add the
Yeah,
product.
right. Good one. Yeah, contribution more. What I said, contribution is positive, isn't it? More or
Oh, yes.
positive one. Yeah. Why? Because it covers the total fixed variable cost and contributes towards the fixed cost. And fixed cost we'll incur though we manufacture a product or though we drop a product, isn't it? Though we add a product or we drop a product, will there be any change in the fixed cost? No, isn't it? Very good. No, but it's better to continue a product if at all it is contribution is positive. And what do I mean by positive? When selling price is more than variable cost and the contribution is positive, it's better to continue. Why? Because you are covering the total variable cost plus contributing towards the fixed cost. Now just write it down. Drop or add a product line. A company adds or drops a product. A company adds or drops a product based on contribution. Based on contribution. If the contribution is positive, it's better to continue or add a product. And if the contribution is negative, that means it is not able to cover the variable cost. It's waste of continuing. That means it's not able to cover the variable cost. It's waste of continuing the product. Is it fine, Nana? So that's end of break-even analysis. I have given a small quiz for you. It takes 20 minutes.